Hey folks, welcome to the Marcus Smart. This is episode 6. On today's episode, we're going to bring you news from the Cruiserweight Classic, as well as NXT for this week. And also I'll just talk about what our shooting schedule is going to look like and what you're going to see coming up from us. So NXT is going to come out today. This is Saturday. Later today, you're going to get episode 7, which is my SmackDown review for this week. Tomorrow, you can look for the beginning. I've decided with Lucha Underground to go all the way back to season 1. I figure we're going to catch up no problem, and instead of airing Lucha Underground right after the day it normally airs, because we're going back to season 1, I'm going to use Lucha Underground basically as a filler anytime I got a day that I don't have anything to post. So you should see Lucha Underground episodes 1, 2, and 3 coming out soon from season 1. Also, I have the AJ Styles podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I've already got the review of that. That should be coming out this weekend as well. And then some kind of bigger things, exciting. New Japan Pro Wrestling Domination 2016. We don't really focus on anything but the North American professional wrestling scene. Even more than North American, the American, because we don't even deal with anything in Mexico at all. But I had an opportunity to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling Domination 2016 and figured I'd review it, and I'll bring it to you guys. Pretty exciting stuff. I was excited just to be watching. Very awesome. Also, I've decided I'm going to start doing some more indie stuff as well and focus on the indie scene, and I'm going to start with my home indie promotion, the one that I actually go to and watch live and that I subscribe to, and you can subscribe to. Smash on Demand. So if you want to watch Smash, anybody can for $7.49 a month. Watch Smash on Demand just like I do. I'm going to start back at 2016 and I'm going to start reviewing the Smash events for 2016 as well. If anybody has any indie promotions out there that you guys want to hear about, you only got to do 2 things. Tell me what the promotion is and tell me how I can watch the promotion. If you don't have the second thing, don't bother with the first thing. Because if I can't watch it, there's no point. So, Smash Wrestling will be coming to you for a little more indie vibe and awesome, freaking awesome shows. I think and you know what? Nothing in 2016 have I ever seen on camera. So I'll actually be watching them the same way you would watch them on Smash on Demand, and it could be a very different perspective. And some of these events, I've missed matches here and there. So it'll be interesting to rewatch it and go through it all. All right, so that's what's coming up. News. We got news from the Cruiserweight Classic. You can watch the live stream if you go to the Cruiserweight Classic Facebook page of the opening ceremonies. It's really, really cool. They introduce each person, what country they represent, and they get a second in the ring to kind of be like, woo! Do their thing. Whatever their thing is, they get the chance to do their thing. Pretty cool. It's just cool that this whole thing is happening. If you had asked me 2 years ago if this thing was even possible, I would have said absolutely not. WWE would never do anything like this. But they've done this, and this is awesome. Staying with CWC after the tapings this week, Triple H took to Twitter talking about how impressive he was at the effort that everybody made, and said this is more than a tournament or something. This is the launch of a brand. Today, we are launching a brand. So, who knows what that means? Who knows what Triple H is referring to there? My guess is it has something to do with NXT. We got NXT The End, and on Facebook, Triple H said, it's not the end, we're not stopping NXT, but it's time for NXT to stop being a developmental brand and start to become its own brand. Could the people we see wrestling in the CWC be the people who are going to help create what NXT will be in the future and what that brand looks like? Could that be what Triple H is referring to? I don't know. Could be very interesting. I love a lot of the people in the CWC, so I certainly wouldn't mind that. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this is they are all under 205s. Could NXT become a cruiserweight only brand? Who knows what the future holds with all the possibilities in WWE right now. It's very, very, very exciting. So, On to, one more thing on the CWC. The announcers, as I have already spoken about on this show, are going to be Mauro Ranallo, boo, and WWE legend Daniel Bryan. You get a little taste of them during the CWC live stream of the opening ceremonies, and if they keep this chemistry that they have right now, I'm telling you, this is going to be an absolutely beautiful team. I loved everything I saw from them already. I can't wait to hear the commentary. I'm so excited for the wrestling, the Cruiserweight Classic. There's like not one part of this tournament I don't love. They're doing a special before, I believe it's going to be on July 6th, called Bracketology, where they go through how they figured out the brackets and what the brackets are going to look like. It sounds brilliant. I love that they're even doing this show. I'm very interested in that. I love everything that's happening with the CWC. So, that being said, let's start the main attraction of today, NXT review. We open up NXT with Finn Nakamura package. And then from there, we go on to we open up to the arena. We got Corey Graves and Tom Phillips as our announce team, and Kathy Kelly doing our backstage interviews. First match of the night is Ty Dillinger versus Oney Lorcan. I've never seen Oney Lorcan wrestle, and I've never heard of Oney Lorcan. So, I'm going into this blank. Commentary is really, really, really pushing Ty Dillinger. The NXT Full Sail Arena has been really behind the Perfect 10 lately, and the commentary team is really pushing him. But he's been losing a lot of matches, and the commentary is really selling that this is Ty's turnaround match. He wins this, and he's going to flip the momentum, and he'll be on a winning streak. And we'll see if that happens. Hint, hint, no, it's not going to. Because Oney Lorcan attacks him with a series of beautiful looking elbow strikes, gives him a super kick, and then hits a rolling neck breaker, and we get the winner, Oney Lorcan. What? Poor Ty Dillinger, man, can't get a win. Our boy from Niagara Falls, Canada, can't get a win. Although, the fact that he's even over is just amazing to me. When I first saw him debut this Perfect 10 gimmick, I went, this is dead in the water. This is going nowhere. This gimmick is terrible. And big, huge props to Ty Dillinger, man, because he got this gimmick over big. Now he just needs to get himself over big and win some matches. So, winner of the first match, Oney Lorcan. We move to an Austin Aries backstage segment. He talks about his loss to Nakamura and says that it's just going to only help him and fuel him and push him to be greater than he ever was before. And he puts the whole locker room on notice. Watch out for Austin Aries, because this loss didn't finish him. It just set him on fire. In the middle of that promotion, we get No Way Jose coming out and interrupting that promo. And No Way Jose basically says, like, hey, man, you got to lighten up. You got to, like, hey, dance with me and do whatever that No Way Jose dance and stuff is. And we get that kind of just fading out, right? From there, we get a promo from Bailey outside the arena, just saying, like, hey, Steven Regal's going to let me come back to wrestling. I get to wrestle tonight. Woo! And she goes. I think I just called William Regal Steven Regal, which he used to go by as well. Now I'm so confused I can't remember which one he uses in WWE. I'm pretty sure it's William Regal. From there, we go back into Full Sail Arena for No Way Jose versus Josh Woods. Another dude I'm not familiar with. Looks like an MMA fighter wearing the MMA gloves, hair tied back. Looks like a tough dude. No Way Jose's got the crowd way, way behind him, singing his name as his Jose, 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 Jose. And Jose's doing his dance, and the crowd's loving it. Hits a spinning full Nelson slam on the dude Josh Woods and wins the match. After the match, Austin Aries comes out. I'm thinking, confrontation. This is it. The locker room's being put on notice. Aries did not like getting interrupted by No Way Jose. And then the greatest man who ever lived comes out and thanks Jose. That was different. I didn't expect that. Then Jose tries to get Austin Aries to dance, and I think, no. Austin Aries is going to take this dude out. That's not what happens. They dance together. Then I think at some point, Austin Aries is going to just turn on this dude and beat the trash out of him. That does not happen. They actually dance out of the ring and up the ramp, and I'm like, this can't be happening. What the heck is going on? Then they dance over to the commentary table. Okay, this is interesting. Where's this going? Then they get up on the commentary table, and they're dancing on the commentary table. And then Austin Aries beats the trash out of No Way Jose. So we got what... It all worked out in the end, but it took a long time to get there. But eventually, we got the beat down on Jose, and I assume this is going to build to at least, if not a feud, at least a match between Aries and Jose. After that, we get an earlier Today segment, so a pre-filmed segment with Regal talking to Nakamura and talking to him about the match that he's going to have with Finn Balor, and that it's going to happen 3 weeks away. This match was originally planned to be at Brooklyn, which would be the day before SummerSlam, and it's being moved up to being 3 weeks away. It actually probably just got taped. It was I think it was at the tapings on NXT already, so that already should have happened. But it got moved, and the thought is because we want to get this out of the way because of the draft, and Balor's probably going to move up to the main roster, and he's probably going to be fighting at SummerSlam, and pulling double duties at SummerSlam is not sounding like a great thing. So, we get that. In there, Buddy Murphy comes walking in. So Buddy Murphy has broken up from his tag team now. He's now back to a single wrestler. And he feels like he was a former tag team champion and he's not getting any matches. And William Regal's worried about everybody else and not Buddy Murphy, which makes sense because Buddy Murphy, like, other than that one run as tag team champions, has done nothing ever since. So... but Nakamura is more than obliged to help out Buddy Murphy, and he gives him a match later that night. So we're going to see Buddy Murphy versus Nakamura and see if Murphy can step up. After that, we go back into the ring for Deonna Purrazzo versus Bayley in her return match to NXT. Deonna, very interesting. We've seen Deonna on NXT before, but then after that, I've also seen her wrestling for TNA as part of their One Night Only Women's Special. So interesting, she's bounced back, and now she's back in NXT. Interesting. So we get the crowd popping for Bayley. The crowd is super happy that Bayley's back. Bayley nails Purrazzo with a Bayley to belly and gets the victory. From there, we get a backstage promo with Carmella. Carmella says she stayed in NXT for one reason, which we already know, she's told us, but it's to become NXT Women's Champion. Alexa Bliss interrupts, telling her that she's nothing without her team, and then Carmella just completely loses it and goes off and tells Alexa what for, and basically leaves her standing there like shocked, just like, what just happened? So a nice aggressive side to Carmella tonight. Maybe we'll see more of that come out from Carmella. She's been really playful, really kind of happy. She's friends with Bayley. They got the whole happy kind of vibe going. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a tougher Carmella, and maybe I'll start to see this vision of Carmella, the NXT Women's Champion. Because personally, right now, I don't have that vision. When she chose to stay in NXT to become champion, rather than going with Cass and Enzo up to the main roster, I was completely baffled. Because I don't see her as NXT Women's Champion at all. But I'm not here to tell Carmella what she should do. Carmella, if she wants to be NXT Women's Champion, she should go for it. So maybe this is part of that, and we'll see where that goes. After that, we go to the ring for Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. The only thing I'm going to say about this is Nia Jax obliterates Liv Morgan. She hits her with a powerbomb that just breaks Liv Morgan in half. And obviously the winner of that match is Nia Jax. From there, we go on to our final main event of the evening, Nakamura versus Buddy Murphy, and it is complete domination from Nakamura until he is able to finally hit the Kinshasa for the victory. So, Nakamura makes short and easy work of Buddy Murphy. And that's our NXT for the night. So we'll go to our kind of highlights of the night. Our win of the night, I'm going to give to Nia Jax. She's really looked powerful lately. She just killed Liv Morgan, broke her in half with that power bomb, and she's looking very powerful. I don't see a world in which Carmella is NXT champion when a person like Nia Jax exists, because Nia Jax will break Carmella in half, my opinion. But with this new anchor, we may actually see a good feud of that. Who knows? Who knows where things will go? Upset of the night, Oney Lorcan beating Ty Dillinger. I really thought Dillinger was going to win that match. I was just absolutely floored when Oney Lorcan won, which is why Oney Lorcan also gets my shock of the night, because I was floored that Oney Lorcan won this match. And then match of the night, Nakamura versus Buddy Murphy. Not because Murphy was in it or did anything, but just seeing Nakamura in the ring doing anything is match of the night. That's it. This the overall show for NXT, I would say for me, is a watch. But if you're not a fan of NXT, if you haven't watched NXT before, this is probably a skip for you. This is not the one to start watching, that's for sure. Even if you're just a casual NXT fan, this is probably a skip. Nothing really happened here. All of the matches were kind of squash matches. I think we're just in cruising mode probably until SmackDown and Raw and NXT and all these brands can get sorted out. So that has been my NXT review for this week, and this has been episode 6 of The Smartest Mark. I hope all of you guys are having a lovely day out there. Hope you're enjoying the show, and I'll see you guys later.